Dear friends, this is episode 2 of our discussion on the belief in God. God is essentially an unknowable essence, and we can know little about Him through our senses. But the manifestations of God educate us about the existence of God. Uh, so we don't need to believe in anything literal when we consider the idea of a personal God. Instead, we can conceive of God's light within us. We can experience God as somewhat familiar and intimate. In this sense, God is near, immanent within us. We usually understand the notion of a personal God in contrast to an impersonal or transcendental creator, and philosophers have long understood that God must be both personal and impersonal. A supreme being must be immanent because we are connected to God, and transcendent because God is greater than us. Now, as we said before, scientifically, there are very many limitations to understand and explain this Creator who is much above us. It is truly very difficult to explain the mystery of life and death scientifically, as also our Creator, because as Berkeley puts it, neither God nor the mind is potentially perceivable to the senses. Science, which deals with the perceivable, can never cross over into the realm of inconceivable, certainly not by way of the scientist's mind, which, observed, can only grasp the perceivable. No wonder many of the highly respected scientists have acknowledged the presence of a higher power. Take, for instance, Einstein, who wrote, "The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious, the knowledge of the existence of something unfathomable to us, the manifestation of the most profound reason coupled with the most brilliant beauty." Shoghi Effendi, the guardian of the Baha'i Faith, gives a similar insight when he says, "The core of religious faith is that mystic feeling which unites man with God." Einstein, in his famous letter to his daughter, is believed to have written, "There is an extremely powerful force that so far science has not found a formal explanation to. It is a force that includes and governs all others and is even behind any phenomena operating in the universe and has not yet been identified by us." Now, notice what he says about this force, this universal force, our Creator. This universal force is love. When scientists looked for a unified theory of the universe, they forgot the most powerful unforeseen force. Love is light that enlightens those who give and receive it. Love is gravity because it makes some people feel attracted to others. Love is power because it multiplies the best we have and allows humanity not to get extinguished in their blind selfishness. Love unfolds and reveals. For love will live and die. Love is God, and God is love. We have tried to deal with the important question of whether we are only material creation or whether there is a creator or a creative force that has brought us into being. Let's further examine why these standpoints have been difficult to understand. There have been skeptics throughout ages who seem to refuse to believe in a higher power primarily because they cannot physically ascertain its presence through the means at their disposal. Interestingly, such people have been there since the beginning of creation, and all the holy scriptures make mention of them. Strangely, though, the skeptics do not stop to think, when there are lower forms of life on earth, why can higher forms of life not exist? If not here on earth, maybe elsewhere. And lo and behold, we have reports from the government of United States in 2021, last month, that they have on record some unidentified flying objects. So, further, we have not seen or experienced something. If we have not seen or experienced something, it does not mean it does not exist. For example, some of us may not have seen London, may not have been to London, but there is no reason to deny the existence of London. Dear friends, what we have also to realize is that our organs of perception have their limitations. For instance, our eyes can only see up to a certain distance and under certain conditions. They cannot see in darkness, whereas many machines can. Similarly, many birds and animals can hear sounds that we cannot. Many of them can even smell better. Perhaps the most superior gift that man has is that of intelligence. But in that also, we might be limited compared to higher forms of life. Therefore, just because we cannot investigate a superior reality with our limited senses, it may not be a good reason for its rejection. There are other ways of knowing too, which affirm the existence of a creator. By logic, when we see creation, we think of a creator, whether it be a table, a chair, a house, a car, or anything else. Further, the creator is always superior to his creation. Naturally, man's creator is bound to be much more superior to him. Abdu'l-Baha, the eldest son of Baha'u'llah and his successor as the master of the Baha'i Faith, explains, praise be to God. The least change produced in the form of the smallest thing proves the existence of a creator. Then can this great universe, which is endless, be self centered and come into existence from the action of matter and the elements? How self evidently wrong is such supposition? So, beyond doubt, there is our Creator, whom we call God in English, Allah in Arabic, Ishwar in Hindi, Rab in Punjabi, and in many other languages by different names. But the essence is that there is Creator who has created us, and we must love Him if we want to receive His love. Thank you very much, dear friends, for listening to this episode. In the next episodes, we will continue this discussion. Thank you, and please do subscribe to our channel. Goodbye.